They told me that I was the smart kid, very smart from what I understood, able to walk sturdily around our apartment when I was just over 9 months old. The family, in jest, said I used those legs to observe and learn anything I could. Stories were that I held a fork the moment my hand muscles were strong enough to balance it. I used the bathroom while standing, barely capable of seeing over the toilet. And whenever I was quiet, which was often, I was attempting to learn something new. I believed only a little of this. However, my mother used those smarts of mine to her advantage every instant she could. Because although I was younger, I did the older boy chores, the ones my brother, Jacob, should have done. As a reward for his complaining about everything, she left him home alone for hours some of the time she went to work. Said she could only take so much of his mouth. She worked at the corner store on Ogden Avenue in Central Park, the west side of Chicago, at least an hour bus ride from our south side Stateway Gardens projects. At first, Jacob was the one who always went to work with her because he was supposed to be the grown one, and I'd have to be with mother's friend's niece, Solane. Every day he came home and talked constantly about how uncomfortable being at work with our mother made him feel. Said he saw stupid people doing stupid people things while trying to teach him stupider lessons. Even at 9 or 10, and me 6, he sounded younger when he talked. His stories were hardly elaborate. Nothing close to the exaggeration that eventually floated in his language once we were older. But Jacob's lack of detail about the store made me eager to travel to work with my mother on that Western Avenue bus. He just had to be hiding something good. "Put your jacket on," she said to him. "We're heading out in a minute." "I don't want to go. Don't make me. I don't like it there," he replied. My brother always spoke in sentences that made it seem like his brain and tongue were fighting each other for leadership. "We go through this every time. You're going with me." "Why do I have to?" "'Cause you're my young and pretty son," she replied with a small smile. "You make me look better." Jacob folded his arms as he sat on the double-mattressed bed in our room. "It's dumb. I don't never ever have fun there." "Life isn't about fun. It's about money." Mother's voice was so potent whenever she said the word money that it could have bruised your arm. With the force she used to snatch him from the bed, the bruise would be there anyways. "I didn't ask for your input," she continued. "Put the damn jacket on." "I want to go," I interjected. "I didn't ask you if you wanted to go." Her body moved with such swiftness in my direction that I thought she was going to grab me as well. "Go over there and sit down, Tracy." "Please, Mother," I asked. "Can I go?" "Stop talking to me." She pointed her finger to a seat. "I promise I will be good." She lifted her arms into the air, rolling the sleeves of her shirt to the elbow. I noticed the light skin on Jacob's arm turning red from where Mother had held him. She always made certain to never strike anywhere near his face. Didn't want to leave a mark. Mother wheezed after removing her hand from his arm and huffed like a big-bellied crocodile finishing a water buffalo. True, I was my mother's smart child, but Jacob was the handsome one with the precious button nose and eyelashes that flapped like dove wings. He had one of those faces that made you feel guilty for making him frown in even the slightest way. "Get up, boy," she said, trying to remain in control. "Get up." "I'm not going anywhere. You didn't have to hit me." Jacob folded his arms again. "Stand up, now." Even though he was so young, the deepness of his voice made you believe puberty occurred during his infancy. The only things he inherited from our mother were her temper and height. He stood against the bed while she stared him down, right fist balled as if he planned to swing without compromise, and said again, "I'm not going." "Maybe you could take me, Mother," I said again. She turned to me slowly, like her body was on an out-of-practice swivel. Judging my mother's figure, you would never have assumed she had kids. Neither her shoulders nor hips were wide at that time, and she was nothing close to physically imposing. Yet with those teeth clenched, both Jacob and I knew fear.